Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nossos programas oferecem vários idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते हैं कई भाषाओं में. कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule.
我们的节目提供多种语言，请看 suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Rancangan kami menawarkan banyak bahasa. Sila kunjungi suprememastertv.com/kehadapan-schedule.
برامجنا متوفرة بالعديد من اللغات. يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Наши программы предлагают много языков. Пожалуйста, посмотрите suprememastertv.com/schedule.
برنامه‌های ما شامل زبان‌های بسیاری است. از این وبسایت دیدن فرمایید suprememastertv.com/schedule.
When you eat an animal, you take on its physical egoic quality, so it brings you more into the ego. When you're eating vegetables, you're taking more of the etheric qualities and you're not weighted down. This is traditional, I'm going to say, yogic teaching and more esoteric Torah teachings. You don't want to take the soul of the animal into you.
Please watch on to find out more about the best recommended support for one's spiritual liberation with Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens.
Hello and welcome, outstanding viewers. I'm Frank from beautiful Lakeside Tigakay in South Carolina, USA. The enthusiastic American people wish you ever more joy and love and God's blessings. In an inspirational interview given at the Tree of Life Center in Arizona, USA, the Honorable Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens kindly shared his precious wisdom on the significance of the plant-based diet in uplifting the human soul. Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens is a renowned spiritual teacher, holistic physician, and homeopath. As one of the leading live food vegan medical doctors and spiritual nutrition experts in the world, Dr. Cousens has been recognized as the fasting guru and detoxification expert by the New York Times. He is also a distinguished psychiatrist, family therapist, Ayurvedic practitioner, acupuncturist, diabetes researcher, ecological leader, and best-selling author of books such as Spiritual Nutrition, Conscious Eating, and There is a Cure for Diabetes. Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens developed the first vegan live food master's degree program in the world in conjunction with the University of Integrated Science, California. He is the director and founder of the International Tree of Life Foundation and the Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center, which have helped countless people experience the joy of sustainable, healthy living. Dr. Cousens has also taught in 40 countries throughout the world. The beloved spiritual teacher and ordained rabbi had practiced in India, studied the Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism extensively, and founded the modern Essene Order of Light in 1993. With his diverse spiritual background that also includes Taoism and Native American wisdom, Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens offers a unique and integrated view of spirituality. At the Tree of Life Center in Arizona, USA, Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens uses transformative methods that include various spiritual and fasting programs, Dr. Cousins spoke about one of these programs called the Portals of Liberation.
The fasting, the mechanics of fasting is really the same, but the intent in which you enter the fasting is what's different. So spiritual fasting, we're meditating a few times, twice a day with the Shaktipat, and it's very powerful. The Portals of Liberation is more actively supporting, let's say, what we call in yoga the four components. What are they? Vairagya, equal vision. Viveka, the ability to distinguish between the temporal reality and the cosmic reality. Mumukshukva, it's again a yogic term, which means desire for God. And Samadhi, Sampati, Shakti is the 6 aspects of developing the mind. So that is what the Portals of Liberation are about, really. It's a more intense focus.
At the Tree of Life Center, live food vegan nutrition is essential in helping with one's concentration on God. We asked the Reverend Rabbi to kindly explain the deeper meaning of the plant-based diet.
For me, the deeper meaning was the initial message, which is, how do you become liberated? And diet, in the context we're talking about, from my point of view, is seen as a support to the liberation process. That's key. Everything from that initial vision in 1975, it's always about becoming a superconductor of the divine, which best supports the unfolding of the spiritual energy, also known in the East as Kundalini. So to me, that's the emphasis. In 1975, I received what we call in the yogic tradition, Shaktipat, the awakening of the Kundalini from Swami Muktananda. I saw all my chakras, I saw the nadis, the subtle channels of the energy, and I looked up into nothing. When I came down, a little voice rang out, what we call in Hebrew hashmal, and it said, you should learn to eat and live in a way that supports the Kundalini, which is the prime spiritual energy. Some people are interested in health. The truth is, I was going to do this diet no matter what because it was best for spiritual life. It's nice that it's good for your health. It's nice that it supports the environment. It's nice that it protects against animal cruelty. It's nice that if everybody were vegan, we could feed the world 7 times over, and if we were live food, 12 times over. It's nice that it saves about 1.5 million gallons of water per vegan per year. It's nice that it saves the land very significantly. It's nice that it uses 12 to 29 times less energy because we're not devastating the earth. All that is important. But from my point of view, the most important thing is that it's the diet that best supports spiritual life. So I have to be honest, that's where I'm coming from. And so that's why it's so important. And that's the mystery of it. People want to take it in the physical plane. The mystery is, it is, without a doubt, the diet that best supports the evolution of spiritual awareness.
When we return, Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousins will share in detail how a meat-based diet adversely affects one's spiritual progress. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program. What are the effects of eating meat on our spiritual being? Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousins readily shares the more profound reasons for not eating meat as taught in the Jewish and Yogic traditions.
So we've talked about this is the diet that best enhances the movement of the spiritual energy. Now, what about the other way? And I think that's the important thing. What happens when you eat meat? Well, first, from a Kundalini point of view, it is a blockage to the flow of the Kundalini. That's the first thing. That's pretty important. It's also the energy of death. And we take death into our system, it affects our chakras. It affects what we call the nadis. It affects the koshas, which are, they're 5 layers of the mind. And so you're bringing the energy of death into every subtle level of your being as well as your physical being. That pulls you away from the meaning of liberation, which is about life. It's not really an accident. Again, I'm affected by the yogic tradition, that all the enlightened beings coming out of the East were vegan, were vegetarian, because some had a little dairy. That's important to understand. Now, there's another subtle level, and this is also both in the Torah tradition, but also the yogic tradition, is that when you eat an animal, you take on its physical egoic quality. So it brings you more into the ego. When you're eating vegetables, you're taking more of the etheric qualities and you're not weighted down. So one is enhancing your soul energy. The other one is taking you down from the highest soul energy into more physical. So this is traditional, I'm going to say yogic teaching, and more esoteric Torah teachings. You don't want to take the soul of the animal into you. Now, in the Torah teachings, which are more esoteric, it's worse. What do you mean worse? Well, sometimes when people have acted very poorly in the Torah tradition, not only do we have reincarnation, but you can devolve. What does that mean? It means you can actually be reborn as an animal. So you have a negative soul being reborn as an animal. We have prayers, actually, to upgrade the soul and release it from its animal incarnation. But if you don't know what you're doing and you just eat it, that dark human soul can come into you and weight you down and block your evolution. You could take on a negative human soul from that devolved human soul when eating the animal. So that makes it even worse. Yogic tradition, hey, you're taking the animal soul, it builds your animal ego, and it brings down your consciousness. Besides taking the energy of death, besides blocking the flow of the spiritual energy, the kundalini in the nadis. So there's levels of this. We don't talk about that much, but are actually real teachings. And I think it's important to answer your question fully in that way. It's like, wow, there's a lot going on. You're eating meat, you're eating death, and you may be taking in some devolved, reincarnated souls that have gone back into the animals. I know a lot of people aren't aware that the Torah talks about reincarnation. It's very explicit, but this is even more sophisticated, that people devolve and you're going to take their soul into it, it's going to hurt you. So all these things are going on. So that's why we say it's way, way better to truly be plant-based. You don't have these issues. That's pretty wild. But these are more esoteric, very real Kabbalistic and Torah teachings.
The spiritual perils of meat eating cannot be emphasized enough. In an August 2011 video conference in the United States, Supreme Master Ching Hai revealed further information on the spiritual consequences of animal consumption.
You see, eating animal flesh, meaning we are decreasing our love in our being from our structure, holy structure. We are born from God. We were holy. We were true human. We were true children of God. But if we eat the animals, then the mixing of blood type and genetic code between human and animals make us lose our status as the crown of creation, as true humans. As pure humans, the children of God, we are under direct connection with the light, with the mighty master power of the commanding center of the universe. We have absolute command over all under heaven because we were pure and were children of God. But as we keep putting different elements into our beings, even physically, it will affect our spiritual structure as well. Because we became mixing a mixing structure, not pure. We became hybrid, vulnerable to attack from the dark force, because we are not pure anymore. Thus, this kind of mixing creature could be annihilated, because this mixing creature send very confusing energy, confusing message into the center of the universe. It's not recognized as pure human. So we could be eliminated out of physical realm to be recycled, to be screened out for pureness again, and to be reused. But this process can be very painful and torturous over long periods, could be hundreds of thousands of Earth years.
The concept natural way of life, which in yoga, it's a really nice word, it's called Sanatana Dharma. It means living in a natural way. For me, it means the 6 foundations, which I've mentioned, okay, and the 7-fold peace. And what does that mean? Peace with the body, which is the diet and so forth. Peace with the mind, meditating. Peace with the family, like your interactions with your family, and peace with the social world around you, group that you're part of. Peace with all cultures. When we talk from the Torah tradition, we're talking about the plant world, really the rock world, the plant world, the animal world, and human world. So peace with all those cultures and all the human cultures. So that's peace with all cultures, peace with the environment, which I call spiritual ecology, and peace with God. So when all those are lined up, we best kind of enhance the spiritual life. And that's kind of the key understanding it, but everything has to be kind of in alignment to optimize the spiritual evolution. And that's what I'm talking about when we talk about it. It's way more than diet. It's a consciousness. It's eating in a way that uplifts the web of life on the planet and honors the web of life on the planet, and creating eating as a sanctification and a bringing holiness to all of life. That's, I think, the key in understanding the bigger picture of what we're doing. It's a spiritual practice, in other words.
Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousens often says that there is no liberation without grace. He kindly elaborated on this as follows.
It's a very delicate subject, okay? In the sense that you can't technique your way to God. We can do the 6 foundations, we can do the 7-fold peace, but you can't technique your way to liberation. So what happens is there's 2 wings of the bird. Hard work, doing all things, everything we've been talking about, and grace, which says, okay, it's your time. Grace then is the cosmic input when you're ready, when it's your destiny, to help you become liberated. And it can happen in a flash. You can't earn it. That's the word, that's the message of grace. You can't earn it. But when it's your destiny, when it's your time, it happens. So my advice to people is the Sanatana Dharma, the natural way of living that prepares you to be liberated, So you can't just be liberated. You have to have the vessels to hold the energy or the vessels break. So you have to have that transformation within yourself to hold the higher energetics of liberation. And then grace is when it's your time. And that's beyond what we can do. You can't make that happen. And grace happens when you're ready. And that's God's decision.
When we return, Dr. Cousins shares his thoughts about the trends of spirituality in our world. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program. In our sometimes turbulent modern world, we are thankful to see more and more people showing interest in spiritual practice. What is Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousins' view of this and other changes in our society?
So I'm going to bring it back to Sanatana Dharma, which is the natural way of living and takes you to liberation. So the first thing I'm making a point is, what can block your spiritual evolution is to have a goal. Okay, I want to know God, that's a goal. I want to be liberated, it actually limits you. So my teaching is, don't worry about it. Live this natural way that balances the 6 foundations and 7-fold peace, which is what I just discussed. And when it's your time, because that's a destiny thing and it's a grace thing, great, liberation happens. So don't worry about it. When it's your time, it will happen to you. You worry about it, you block the flow. That's key. Not everybody is living that way to begin with. And what we're seeing, which really is your pressing question, is a little bit of division going on in the world. There are people, as this polarity happens, as part of the world is degenerating, and let's throw away all our spiritual principles that have been there for thousands of years, in all the traditions, the Yama Niyamas, the 10 Commandments and so forth, 10 speakings. Well, we're just going to throw them away, do whatever you want. And that's what we call hedonism, and it takes us in very easily into the dark side. Without a rudder, we can get really lost. A lot of the world is kind of thinking we don't need a rudder, thinking we don't really need spiritual teaching. So we're getting more and more degeneration going on. Now, let's see the good news in that. The good news is other people are saying, hey, this doesn't look so good. What I want to do is get back to a spiritual path. So what I see is more people getting interested in spiritual path, because where they see the social degeneration that's going on as a result of ignoring the spiritual path and saying, well, that really doesn't matter. We don't really need the 10 Commandments or 10 speakings. We don't need the Yama Niyamas. We don't need the Buddhist Eightfold Path. We don't need any of that. We can just do whatever we want. And when we throw those away, not so good. So there's another group of people getting more involved, whatever their tradition, where they're saying, yeah, we do need it. In fact, we need it more than ever because there's so much social chaos. You can take a look at what's going on in America and you can say, well, all these school shootings. Well, where does that come from? It's this generation, and it's connected to throwing away all the guidances. The message is, yeah, you want social chaos? Then that's what you're going to get. And the more we put our energy into being aligned with the cosmic teachings as they come through in the different traditions, and they're very similar, including eating vegan, which does create a more peaceful way, then it brings social order. So I'm seeing an increase in people being interested in spiritual life, and also an increase in people wanting to create the chaos. And so what's happening today is people are having to choose. Can't really be in between. Our society is not letting us be in between. So the good news is we're having an opportunity to make clear spiritual choices. And those spiritual folks, whatever tradition, have some alliance going on. That's why I'm so happy to be on the station and with these teachings of the Master, because she's teaching what we want to have happen to the world. And I'm so happy to support it. And that alliance is there. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Because we're creating order out of the chaos, which allows people to evolve spiritually.
As our interview concluded, the respected Reverend Rabbi conveyed a further message for the viewers.
When you seek the self of all, then the secret of who you are becomes unfolded. The purpose of life is to know and merge with the divine. And what I'm talking about primarily is a way of life, Sanatana Dharma, that supports your readiness to wake up into liberation. And in the process of going within, we then have the opportunity to know our oneness, the truth of who we are. And may everyone be blessed that we truly wake up to the truth of who we are and who we've always been. I really thank Master Television for giving me the opportunity to support this bigger world mission that the Master is doing. And I'm so honored to be able to support this and really support the evolution of all of humanity. Blessings to everyone. Peace be with you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Native American Om Atakio Asin. Amen.
We thank the loving Rabbi Dr. Gabriel Cousins for giving us the honor of this interview and for graciously sharing his beneficial wisdom and uplifting teachings with the world. May God protect you always, dear Reverend Rabbi, as we pray that more and more brothers and sisters will make the choice of spiritual evolution. For more information on the Tree of Life Center, please visit treeoflifecenterus.com. Elevated viewers, we thank you for your serene presence on today's Words of Wisdom. Coming up next is Lorenzo Hanna, Inspiration Through Dance, Part 1 of 2, right after Noteworthy News. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for more constructive programming. May the loving kindness from your heart brighten the world.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nossos programas oferecem vários idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule e suprememastertv.com/WOW.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते हैं कई भाषाओं में। कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule और suprememastertv.com/WOW。
我们的节目提供多种语言，请看 suprememastertv.com/schedule 和 suprememastertv.com/WOW。
Rancangan kami menawarkan banyak bahasa. Sila kunjungi suprememastertv.com/kehadapan-schedule dan suprememastertv.com/kehadapan-WOW.
برامجنا متوفرة بالعديد من اللغات. يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/schedule و suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Наши программы предлагают много языков. Пожалуйста, посмотрите suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/WOW.
మా కార్యక్రమాలు అందజేస్తున్నాయి అనేక భాషలలో. దయచేసి చూడండి supremastertvchuka.com/schedule మరియు supremastertvchuka.com/WOW.